There's a whole lot of stuff here, and I want to just see if we can get through some of it. And I'm going to do something that I shouldn't do, read an analogy, because I'm going to do it later. Maybe we don't have enough time to tell an analogy, but we can see the point. Is there a difference between faith and hope?
Yeah.
Anybody else? No? Anybody? Any knows?
Faith you believe.
I'm sorry, say again?
Faith you believe.
Faith and
Faith you just believe.
faith you believe.
With no proof, you believe. Hope is more like you wish for something, but you may believe in it, but you may not. Hope doesn't necessarily mean you believe you're going to get it. Faith is believing that you, whatever the Lord wants, it will happen. Not necessarily that it's what you want, but that what you have faith that whatever the Lord thinks should happen will happen.
That's a very good description, because that involves a couple of things that we're going to talk about, and I hope we can separate them and be convinced in the difference and understanding the difference. But that was very good.
The centurion didn't hope that God could use the cure. He
You believe,
He had faith.
right?
Now let me go back to this question. Let me ask this question right quick. Was it saving faith?
Was it saving faith?
Yeah.
He didn't imply that he actually believed in Jesus.
So let's establish that
He
he
knew
knew.
Jesus.
He knew of Jesus. He knew what Jesus had done. Right. So let's establish that there are different levels of faith. Right, and we establish that. Because I'm like, I got faith, okay.
That's a reputation of faith.
Okay, all right, good. Now, let's get started. Faith versus belief. What's the difference? On the one hand, there is no difference between faith and belief. On the one hand, the two terms are often used interchangeably. The Gospel of John was written so that you might believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing in him, you will have life in his name. Right? That's what believe. Now, by the way, if you care to look at it, John doesn't use, the Gospel of John does not even use the word faith. Okay? All right. So, on the other hand, in popular English use, the word faith often has a deeper meaning. Belief often refers to an intellectual accepting of facts. I believe that chair can hold me because it's a chair. I understand chairs. I understand how chairs work. I believe that it's an intellectual acceptance of facts. Somebody can say, well, did Jesus, and this is what a lot of folks will do as they're trying to asperse your faith. They say, well, Jesus didn't even live. Prove it. Jesus never lived. Prove it. Well, you can prove it. History has proven it. Archaeologists have proven it. They go back in the time. The writings from the day that were preserved prove that Jesus didn't live. So then your argument goes away, intellectually. And there's a lot of people who can receive that but don't believe in Jesus. Yeah, well, there was a person named Jesus. He was a good fellow. Right? They believe it. So let's go on. If you ask the average person on the street if he believed in Alexander the Great or Abraham Lincoln, probably interpret the question to mean, do you believe that such a person existed? Most, no doubt, would answer in the affirmative. However, faith in modern usage has the added idea of trust and commitment. Okay? Now, do you believe something? I believe that chair will hold me. Then what do you do when you believe that chair will hold you? You sit down. But if you didn't have faith, you say, that's a chair, but let me go and make sure that that chair is constructed well and will hold my weight as opposed to, see what I'm saying? So now, factually, I can see the chair. Yeah, it's a chair. It should hold me. But is my faith going to allow me to believe that that chair will hold me? What am I going to do about the chair, right? So, they believe in his existence, but they do not have faith in him. Likewise, many people today believe a certain set of facts about God. And in some cases, their facts may be completely orthodox. They may understand it well, they know the Bible, they're good at it. However, if they have never committed themselves to God, if they have not trusted him, then they do not have faith or biblical belief in him. Have you ever trusted God? Well, I trust him with things that I understand that he can do, or things that I believe I know he can do. Well, you don't believe in him then. You believe in what you think about him. Come on now. It's not that complicated, but you know, we trust God with, a lot of folks said, I'm going to trust you as far with a long handled spoon, right? I only trust you
As far as I can throw you.
So as far as I can throw you. And so some people trust Jesus, trust God, only as far as they can throw him. Right? I can't trust you for this, God. I got to go get my friends to help me on this. That's too much. But oh yeah, you woke me up there. I can trust you on that. And the evidence of that is you woke me up yesterday. So I'm thinking you're going to wake me up tomorrow. Is that faith? Is that belief? Biblical faith is never simply giving assent to a certain set of facts. Biblical faith is trust and commitment that results in a changed behavior. How do you know you have faith? You change your behavior. If every time somebody asks you to do something, you do the same thing over and over, and you say, well, I have faith that no, you know what you know how to do. You believing in you. That's why the Bible said, lean not to your own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall do what? Direct. He's going to move you in a way. It may not change your thinking, but he will change your movement. Look, come on now. Lord, I believe. But help my unbelief. My mind is getting in my way. But because I believe you, I need you to help me to do something different than what I'm thinking about doing. Wow.
But that requires a conscious effort to stop. Who's in charge here? Is it me or my faith?
And consider, not only stop, but consider what the Word of God says. Many times we haven't experienced enough walks with God to know what to do. So we have to trust what he said. Come here, Peter. Hey, man, that you out there? On that boat? Out there on that water? Yeah, that look like that might be you. Oh, yeah, man, that's me. Oh, yeah, I know you can do all those things. Yeah, that might be you. Okay. Well, Peter, you know what? Come on. Hold up a second now. Peter's mind, human, say, wait, that's water. I know you got human walk on water. But hey, come on, man. Yes, ma'am.
So, it doesn't really have something to do with your personality, because some people would have said after they got on the water, oh, well, Jesus, can I fly now? I mean, it just depends on your personality, right?
Right. But now it's not about Jesus anymore. It's about you. So.
But you believe. You believe he could make you walk on water, so you believe he could make you do anything else.
It's really not so much. I mean, hey, it's like if I give you $5, you ask me for $1. I give you $1. And every day you ask me, oh man, if he gave me $1, I don't believe he's going to give me $5, but I'm going to ask him. So it's like I'm getting what I can get. And that's what many of us try to do with God. We don't believe it, but we just ask him. And he says sometimes when you ask him this, when you ask him not having any belief, any faith, you're not going to get what you ask for. Then you say, well, see, he didn't do it anyway. Because we're asking in the wrong vein. So we're not asking out of faith. We're not even asking out of belief. We're asking out of desire. And you're right. I mean, hey, if you don't let me do this. And look, it wasn't that obscure, because the two fellas that were his closest, at least they thought they were closest, they were walking next to him and said, man, listen, we got a pretty good thing going here. When you get to heaven, why don't you let me be on your right and him be on your left? It wasn't because they were having faith and believing, it was that's what they wanted. Their humanness was getting in the way. And so they were, and the idea of personality, that's why the Bible clearly says, and we don't understand this sometimes, he says you got to kill all of the things that will get in the way of you being and doing what God wants you to do. Even your personality's got to die. And we love saying, that's just who I am. That's just the way I'm made up. That's just the way I'm wired. But if you believe in God, changing behavior, God says, then let me change that. We like to sing that song that said, the things I used to do, I don't do no more. Places I used to go, I don't go no more. I looked at my hand, they look new, but I'm the same person. And I ain't working on this personality. That's just what I've designed and crafted this over the years. And if you look back, God's been trying to chip away at it ever since he started to try to use you, but you just refuse to let him do it. Right? So that's the idea of belief versus faith. Now let's look at this idea. Is there a difference between faith and hope? Is there a difference? Faith and hope are distinct, yet they're related. That there is a difference between faith and hope is evidence in Corinthians 13 and 13. Now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Two of the three greatest gifts are faith and hope, listed separately. That faith and hope are related concepts seen in Hebrews 11. Faith is confidence in what we hope for. Faith is confidence in what we hope for. So there's a difference between faith and hope, right? Faith is the complete trust or confidence in something. We have faith in Jesus Christ. This means we completely trust Jesus for our eternal destiny. I hope we do anyway. We give intellectual, again, assent to the fact of his substitutionary death and bodily resurrection, and we then trust in his death and his resurrection for our Savior. Translation, we believe he died, we believe he rose again, and because he died and he rose again, and we are in him, then we then have the right to the tree of life. We believe that. Biblical hope is built on faith. Hope is the earnest anticipation that comes with believing something good. Hope is the earnest anticipation in believing something good. Not, well, I wonder if it's going to happen. You know, if he did that, maybe he'll do it. That's not hope. That's wishy. Right? But hope is, again, I'll say to him, it is the confident expectation that naturally stems from faith is peaceful assurance that something that hasn't happened yet will indeed happen. The relationship between faith and hope can be illustrated in the joys a child feels when his father tells him that he's going to an amusement park tomorrow. Dad tells the kid, man, we're going to go to the amusement park tomorrow. The child believes that he will go to the amusement park. Why? Because he had faith in his dad's word. Dad said it. I got faith, man, I'm going to the amusement park. That's faith, right? That's faith. At the same time, that belief within the child's kinders and impressive joy, that's hope, right? The child's natural trust in the Father, promise is its faith, and then when the child squeals out, yay! What is that? That's hope. Because what? It hadn't happened yet. He's confirming that because my father said it, it's going to happen. But I'm saying, yeah, because guess what? I am anticipating the joy that's going to happen when we go to the amusement park. Can you see it? Now, if he said, we're going to the amusement park. Yeah, okay.
Done lied to me before.
Yeah, you ain't never told me.
You told me that yesterday.
I ain't got no faith in you. Yeah, I believe it when I see it. And that's the way we act sometimes. Here's what we do. We start praying and we open one eye to see if anything happens. But we still praying. Many times it's because we were praying for the wrong thing. Let's just be honest. Oh Lord, get Evans. Come on, God, get him. Okay, if you don't get him right now, get him next week. We haven't changed any behavior. And we're still praying. But we're sort of kind of praying amiss. Go ahead.
Is that not manifested? Say, if I want to get along with Aaron, and you and I can get along, there's evidence that at least there's a capacity for you and I to get along. And that capacity be transferred to Aaron and I. Because in many families, you have the distinct personalities and behavior. That some people in the family can get along, while others can't.
Yeah. Well, what you just described is the lesson which the centurion says, I believe that he can heal. But I'm not worthy to go to him. I'm going to get these elders to go to him and then bring him to do what I know he can do. But then he starts to think, I am not even worthy to have the man in my house. So now he sends somebody else to say, man, look, hold on for a second. I still believe you can do this, but I'm not worthy to have you in my house. So why don't you just say the word? So the capacity for healing is still there because of the belief. But the faith doesn't change, even though I think I'm not even worthy. I still believe in God. I still believe in your ability to do it. I have faith in you. It's just me that I'm concerned about. See, sometimes we have to make sure that we understand that God doesn't do things because I'm all that in the bag of chips. He do things because I put myself in a situation to have faith in what he can do for me. God will do things for you sometimes in spite of you.
But then, as a reflection of our meeting yesterday, if I have committed an act against my brother, and my sister says to me, you need to go and apologize to him. And I say to her, no, he deserves what I did. And then work itself out. So now I have animosity in a triangle rather than a duality. That only can be resolved by my sacrificing myself and committing mine.
So now you're going back to the beginning of this that said this faith has to produce a change in behavior. Oh, come on, we have. What's the definition of insanity?
Do the same thing
Over and over again, expecting different results. And how often did the church house do that? We come here every Sunday and we do the same thing and we expect things to be different.
Well, that's just like me taking a drug thinking it will change.
Yeah. You have to change. It's not the people that's the problem. It's your mind that's the problem.
You got the problem.
When you change, have you ever had a situation where you talk to somebody and you never get nothing from them, and they talk and you never get, and you say, well, you know what? Let me change the way I'm thinking about this person. I just change. Let me just listen. And you go sit down and you listen, and they say something. Oh, where did this person come from? Because now it wasn't them that changed. It's you.
It was you that changed. That's right.
See, so John Evans, and this is one I gotta learn, and I want to give you this last illustration. This is one I gotta learn. I'll use John Evans because he ain't gonna say nothing. But John Evans is just an old mean guy. And because John Evans is an old mean guy, you know what? Every time I go to John Evans, I'm gonna treat him like a mean guy. He may have the most valuable information for me, but I'm treating him like the old mean guy. Well, let me give you what the Bible says. The Bible says that a child shall lead them. But you know what we say? There ain't no child can tell me nothing. I've been in longer than them. So we treat them like children. Huh?
Yeah.
Right? And so again, back to the thing we talked about earlier. We come together every time, but we come in our relationship, not a relationship, we come in our authority. We see you're usher, you're deacon. But beyond all of that, you have to have a relationship that changes behavior. Does that make sense?
But if it's not, our faith is dead.
Because it has to change behavior. Faith changes behavior. Here's the last illustration I want to give you. This concept can be illustrated in another way. 3 people boarded commercial airlines to travel to a distant city. The first is an engineer who designed and built airplanes. He is also a pilot. He knows everything works. Or he knows how everything works. Furthermore, he's a personal friend of the pilot who will be flying that afternoon, and he knows him to be very confident. He boards the plane with full confidence. The The second person is just the average business traveler. He knows a little about airplanes, but just doesn't think about it too much. He takes the seat, starts reading a magazine. The third is deathly afraid of flying. He breaks out in a cold sweat. It takes all he can do to not run and flee down the gangway. With much fear and trembling, he gets on the plane. He sits down and hopes that he can fall asleep and not wake up until they land. So the question is, who has more faith in the plane?
The guy that's scared to trip.
Who has more faith in the plane?
Got it went to sleep.
Okay. So let me give you the answer. The answer is that they all have the same amount of faith. They all have the same amount of faith. All of them have boarded the plane and committed their safety to the plane and the crew. They will only arrive at their destination if the plane arrives. If the plane goes down, they will go down too. All the people who got on the plane were committing themselves to the plane. They believe or have faith in the plane. Those who stayed at the airport, even if they had complete confidence that the plane would arrive as scheduled, did not exercise faith in the plane.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't do something, if you don't get on board, you can say all day long, I got faith, but you got to get on board. You got to work at changing your beliefs. You got to work at changing your ideology. But you can talk about, look how scared he is. Oh, he's trembling and that. But you know what he did? He got on board. Oh, look at him walking down here. He got on all these rags. He ain't got no belt. He ain't got no. They got on board. Oh, look at him. He don't even know how to run the committee meeting, and they put him in charge. They got on board. But you won't even volunteer. You will sit back and talk about how they shouldn't be doing, how I should be doing, how everything else should be going. You didn't get on board. Where is your faith?
At the airport.
Well, it's faithful.
I know, right? They stayed at the airport.
The faith he had at the plane. The guy was being on the plane. His faith was that the plane wasn't made.
He didn't have faith in the plane. That's right. He did not have faith in the plane. That's right. That's the point.
Now that you gave the faith that you had about the program to share, if you had faith that share would hold you, why would you go and check it to make sure it holds you?
Then your behavior doesn't represent it if you change.
Right, your faith.
So let's go to the church. Now, I mean, we all see this, right? So let's go to church. All this stuff about questioning who doing what, but the pastor and the deacons and that one, how about just getting on board? Because your faith is not in the man. Your faith is in your Savior. Your faith is in Christ, because he will direct this, orchestrate this orchestra. And if you believe him, God will do many things because of your belief in him, not because you sitting on the sideline questioning him. Huh?
Well, now, let's say I'm just a regular, dumb, stupid person. I may not be the engineer, the scientist that understand the plane and its mechanics and all that stuff. And I don't have the experience like the other guy that he just get on the plane. I'm worried about this joker that getting me a sweat. And he's exhibiting a whole lot of fear. That is more infectious than that engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see that, dude might know something. You don't know nothing.
And you know what? You are describing the church. When I walk in and I see somebody not doing something, well, they ain't doing it, so no. Every tub has to sit on its own bottom. When you make your choice to follow God, and this is the key. If God sends you to a place and you go there, you say, oh, no, And if you know God sent you, then what's your response? I'm getting on the plane. Yeah, they scared. He all confident. I'm not looking at their face. I'm not worried about them because I know God sent me on this plane. This is the place I'm supposed to be. That's why, man, we say it all the time, I'm hopping from this church to that church to that church to that church. You haven't asked God where you're supposed to be. And when you get there, it might not look like you think it should be. But things aren't always what they look like. Because God knows. And if you ever been in a place that you ain't supposed to be, come on now. Some of us, I was in the club and knew I was supposed to be there. And all of a sudden, I just didn't have the same taste for whatever I used to have. Couldn't do it no more. You know what that was? That was God saying, you don't belong on this plane. This one's going down. Get off.
That's right.
But if you keep going, and guess what? Here come the police next week and they arrest everybody. So you gotta get on the plan. That's the behavior that we're looking for. Pastor? Yeah, we do need to. And by the way, I guess Emerson said, if you get on the plane, then when you figure it out, then be a little bit more welcoming for other people because they may be in the same place you were, but when you got it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me thank Deacon Smith for that lesson. Just say the word. We read the scripture 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And we always get a different meaning out of it every time we read it. Let me run it another way and stuff and try to break it down. We use the scripture, just only the scripture for to break this down. And stuff, okay. What we're seeing here. The centurion is me. It's me. That's standing there right now. Centurion, that's me. Jesus goes everywhere he goes. He either does one of two things. He either teaches people or he preaches to people. He goes to this place, he's been preaching to people, telling people about things, making witnesses, making evangelists out of people is what he's doing on that because he's showing people, because I can't display everything I am right now. So I'm going to tell you what it is right here, and I'm going to let you know. And as you follow the scripture right here, say that when he ended his sins in the audience of the people, he entered into Capernaum. I've taught you now, I've told you now, so now you should be ready to go out here and tell some other people about it. How do I know that that's what they did? Because he said a certain centurion servant who was dear to him was sick and ready to die. And it said when he heard of Jesus, somebody had told the centurion about Jesus. Somebody had witnessed to him about what Jesus had done. Somebody has told him that he gave sight to the blind, he made this lame man walk. He made a lame person be able to walk. Also, he made a deaf and mute be able to talk. He did something right here. The centurion had tried everything. We tried all the mystics there in Rome, and nobody could heal him. Nobody could heal him. But I heard somebody say that Jesus was coming. He's coming. He's coming. The centurion heard of him, and notice what he did. I'm going to the elders. I'm going to the church folk, and I'm gonna get them to go and talk to Jesus. Talk to us right here. You know what the problem is? Sometimes the centurion come to us and we don't know what to say.
Wow.
We don't know what to say. We don't know what to go and tell nobody. We don't know what to say. You've been in church for 60 years and you don't know when somebody comes and asks you to do something, you have no idea what to say. The centurion servant might as well be dead. I got to go find the pastor first so that we can pray for him. I got to go find the deacons, they can pray for him. But no, I came to you. You were the one who told me about this man. I said for the elders, and go and ask him if he'll just come right now and something do. If he'll come and heal my servant right now. And notice what it says in verse 4. And when they came to Jesus, this the believers, again, this the church folks, that they came to Jesus. We got a problem. We got a problem, Jesus. Something that happened over here, and somebody's sending us right here, and we want you to come and do something. But you know what? This person that's sending us to you, he's a Roman centurion. Now, they were supposed to turn Jesus off. Because the Romans and stuff were vicious. These people were vicious. They didn't have no time for the Lord. They didn't want to hear that. Our God and stuff is Zeus of Mars. This is who we looking at. Why are you coming up with Jesus for the access of God? He's saying, come right now. Come right now. I can't go myself. But I surely should be able to send you to go and be able to tell him. I can't leave my servant because he's about to die. But surely I got some people there that I can send. I should be able to send Sister King to go over there and tell Jesus what's going on right here. I should be able to tell Sister Hillary that, you know, you say you believe, can you go and tell him you got a relationship with him I don't have? Can you just go and tell him? Maybe if you ask him, he'll come over here. He'll come by this place. He won't walk away from it. Maybe if you ask him. Remember, when they came to Jesus, the centurion can't get there. And then they threw something in there that they didn't have to throw in there for Jesus. You put a condition on that and say, well, you should come over there because he loved our nation and he built us a building. Well, what that's supposed to do to Jesus? What difference was that supposed to make on? I'm going to have compassion on you because you built this building right here. what was that supposed to mean to Jesus? See, we get it so wrong that we feel if I put $1,000 of money in the church, that makes a difference to Jesus. It don't make a difference to him. It don't make a difference if you come here for the next 90 years. That don't make a difference to him. It don't make a difference if you got a name that everybody else know. That don't make a difference to him. He's saying that you didn't have to do all of that. That didn't move Jesus to start walking. He didn't start walking because of that. What did it? It was after they gave their testimony that Jesus heard it then. After they gave their testimony, Jesus standing there waiting. Okay, you told me to go to the building. Okay, what else is coming? What else is coming? What else is coming? After that, then Jesus went with him. And when he was not far from the house, the centurion, all of a sudden, I'm scared now because the Lord gonna really see who I am. See, this is another thing for us in the church right here. I got doubt right now because if I come before the Lord, He's gonna see the real me. I can sit in here and shout on Sunday, but now I got to go before Him, and He gonna see the real me. The centurion don't want him to come there, Lord, because everybody done told me, all my buddies, all my pals that are Romans have told me that you don't want to have nothing to do with that man. So I'm not worthy for you to come to my house. Don't come. Don't trouble yourself. Don't come, it's too late. Don't come over here right now because we got things in here that these people don't have. I'm not worthy that you should even enter under my roof right here. If it's anybody, I want to come in my house and be able to get some saving and some salvation, it's Jesus. If I see him coming and he done did all these things, walk on in here. Because the centurion understood something that we didn't understand. Everything Jesus comes in the house and is sick, all he got to do is show up. And the healing gonna come. I'm not even worthy for you to come on that. What a confession for somebody to make. What a confession for to be able to say that. What a confession to be able to say, I'm not worthy, Lord. We get to the point where we think Jesus owes us because I've been in church this long and I give this much every month and I do this every month. I'm on the deacon board. I'm the pastor. I do this every month. So you know what? Jesus, you should come here just because of me. Say, no, I'm not worthy. None of us in here are worthy right now. None of us. We're still a centurion. And you know what the problem is? The centurion is still walking in here this day. I'm not worthy, Lord, but to come in there. And look at what he does. He goes and confess his sin to the Lord that we won't even do every day ourselves. Look at what he said. He said, I'm a man under authority. Under authority who? You don't have no authority over the Lord. I got soldiers under me. Okay, that's good. And I say unto one, go and they go. And I say unto them, he go this way. Come and they come. And to my servant, do this and he do it. But I love my servant, he getting ready to die. I got power, a little bit of power that I think I got. I think I got it. But now I'm standing into the one that got all power on heaven and earth in his hand right there. He's right there. And I'm going to confess all that before you, Lord. I'm going to clean my slate before I ask you anything. That know where we get that from? Don't when we come up here and be able to do confession and be able to do communion, don't it say, like, let a man examine himself? If you got anything inside of you that's an altar on there, what does it tell you? Don't. Look at what it said then. And it said when Jesus heard these things, he marveled at it. What would he do if he looked at us? He marveled at it. Here's a man that telling me exactly who he is. And here we are trying to make ourselves anything but what we really are before the Lord. Here he is saying, and he turned about and said to the people that were following him, the church folk, I say unto you, I've not found so great a faith. No, not in Israel. Boy, that's a condemning statement to everybody that's there. Now, you done sent the church folk out to get Jesus. You done sent the people out there to get Jesus that done seen all this. And Jesus said this to someone that does not believe like you believe. does not have faith like you have faith. I have not seen such faith. No, not in Israel. That would have just made me fall on my knees right there. Then what you send me over here for? I can't get to him if I done came all this way and you don't believe this. He's telling them you don't have no faith. You don't have no faith, you don't have it. This man that I don't even know, you my people, got more faith than you do. Would you have sent somebody to get Jesus to heal somebody in your house? This man heard from you, the church people, that the Lord can do this thing now. And he tells you to go get it. I wonder what they were talking about while they were walking here. See, Jesus wasn't messy like some people are. What's his business? Who's his family? What kind of job do we have? Do we tithe when he comes to church? Do we talk a lot? Do we talk about people? Do we gossip when he comes to church? Is he a member of this church? How long has he been in there? Jesus didn't run down a checklist on him. You know what the glory was? Jesus saw the situation before they even got there. He saw the situation before they even got there. I'm testing you now. I'm not testing the situation. I'm testing you. I'm seeing how much you believe. You do something up there and me and say he built a building for us. So that means if I go out here and build another building over here, then I get more blessings than Deacon Smith. No. He's testing you now. Where's your faith? Where is your faith? And he says in the last verse, he made them witnesses. He said, they that were sent returning to the house found the servant whole that had been sick. Jesus stopped right there. Just say a word. You got to come no further. Centurion understood that. Just say a word. Don't come no further. Just say a word. Just say a word. The church folk went back to the house. When they go back and tell him, Jesus ain't coming, man, he don't like you.